Welcome to the Brain Alpha. Today we've got an absolute powerhouse of an explainer for you. We're breaking down exactly how American entrepreneur Natalie Dawson went from just your regular, everyday 9-to-5 employee to managing a jaw-dropping $650 million in assets. If you've ever felt completely stuck in that daily American grind, making an average salary and just wondering how the ultra-wealthy actually pull it off, well, you are in the exact right place.
Okay, let's just dive right into this by completely shattering the biggest myth in American hustle culture. It's this whole idea that you've got to just grind away for 40 years just to hopefully retire when you're almost too tired to even enjoy it. I mean, let me ask you, why work yourself into the ground blindly when you could be building massive wealth rapidly? The reality is, it is not just about working hard. It's about finding an absolute winning strategy.
So instead of that old-school grind, we're going to look at the exact 5-step hybrid blueprint Natalie used to totally accelerate her path to a multi-million-dollar net worth. We'll quickly cover finding your ultimate wealth shortcut, upgrading your inner circle, investing in expert knowledge, mastering the art of sales, and locking in that daily execution cycle.
All right, let's jump right into rule number 1, the foundation of it all, finding the ultimate wealth shortcut.
Now, what is really fascinating about Natalie's discovery process is just how ruthlessly simple it actually was. I mean, she quite literally Googled millionaire jobs and then just eliminated anything she absolutely hated or that required decades of schooling. She looked at that list of top earners, doctors, lawyers, the usual suspects, and just immediately crossed them off. She knew she didn't want a path that would lock her in a classroom for another 10 years. She was optimizing for pure speed.
So, the crucial takeaway here is that she didn't just take a wild guess. She kept narrowing it down until it hit her. Entrepreneurship was her personal, absolute fastest vehicle to massive wealth. It was basically the perfect intersection of her existing skills, her deep passions, and, this is the real kicker, a structurally unlimited earning potential. There was no ceiling.
And that brings us straight to rule number 2. You've got to aggressively upgrade your inner circle. Cut the dead weight. Seriously, take a second and think about it. Are you spending your precious energy on people who just drag you down? You really have to look at your daily habits and consciously trade those energy drainers for energy multipliers. When Natalie first announced her massive goals, some of her old friends literally just laughed at her. They just wanted to go back to gossiping and reliving high school memories. But she quickly realized that your daily energy is strictly finite. It's a limited resource. You simply cannot afford to spend it around people who constantly pour cold water on your ambitions.
So how do you connect with the actual elite? Well, Natalie studied her billionaire role models constantly. She set her sights on power couples like Grant Cardone and his wife, and she listened to their content while driving, eating, literally right before bed. But here is the absolute genius part. She used their live events as hard deadlines to level up her own business portfolio before she ever stepped foot in the room. She didn't want to just be another fanboy asking for a selfie, right? She prepared massive value so she could walk in there as a true peer. Now that is the ultimate self-made power move.
Moving right along, we hit rule number 3, invest in expert knowledge. Because in this wealth building game, time is the literal one asset you can never, ever get back.
Natalie actually took on significant debt early on just to join a high-level mastermind. It sounds crazy, right? But she lived by this incredibly powerful mantra from the Grant Cardone ecosystem. If you don't invest time and money, you cannot gain time and money. It's that simple. She realized that trying to figure it all out by herself was just costing her years, so it was a calculated risk. Paying for premium education was basically her ultimate cheat code to buy time and massively speed up her success.
To be taken seriously in any of these high-level rooms, you have to pay to learn 3 specific things: the terminology, the key players, and the hidden mechanics of how the game is actually won. Think about it. If you mess up the industry jargon, the real players will instantly dismiss you as an amateur. It's game over. You absolutely have to know who moves the needle and exactly how the cash flows behind the scenes if you want to consistently win.
And that perfectly sets up our 4th rule. You've got to master the art of sales, the universal wealth skill.
Now, I want you to completely forget that outdated, sleazy car salesman stereotype we all know. True sales, it's simply the act of listening to someone's problem and providing the exact solution they need. It is about actively pulling someone out of a painful situation and guiding them to a way better one. When you fundamentally reframe it like this, selling actually transforms from feeling manipulative into an act of profound service.
And keep this in mind. If you want to be a multimillionaire, you have to sell your vision to your team so they actually wake up wanting to work for you. And even more importantly, you have to sell your own self-worth to the world. You are literally your own longest-running business partner. If you don't confidently sell your value to yourself first, well, nobody else is ever going to buy into your empire.
Finally, we arrive at rule number 5, the daily execution cycle. This is exactly where all the magic turns into hard math. Let's break this down. If your goal is to make a cool $1 million a year, you've got to reverse engineer the math. That comes out to exactly $2,739 that you need to earn every single day. Taking a massive, super intimidating goal like becoming a millionaire and breaking it down into a bite-sized daily target makes it incredibly real, doesn't it? You wake up and ask yourself, okay, how do I generate my $2,739 today?
And to keep that ridiculously hungry mindset, Natalie starts every single morning by directly comparing her vision board to her current bank account. It constantly reminds her brain that the gap between her current reality and her ideal life hasn't closed just yet. Imagine looking straight at a $650 million dream and then looking down at your daily checking balance. Man, that completely strips away any chance of getting complacent for sure.
So the real question I have for you is, what are you going to do with your precious daily energy starting today? Are you going to execute on this blueprint to build your own empire, or are you just going to waste it watching someone else live their dream? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and help us build the hype. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.